You know, I've had a product in my favorites list on Reverb.com for over a year. I finally decided to get it. It was only $30. I'm going to share the review with you right now. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I'm Ray with Second Chance Verizon. This channel is more than just about our music, but it's about some rig rundowns and gear reviews, as well as some of our ministry stuff. So if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing. And like I said, I got this product that I've had saved here for quite a while now, and I finally decided to get it, and it's actually the Pedal Python. Now, I got the 25-foot version, and what I plan on doing with that is using probably about a third of that here in the studio. I've just become a stickler for cable management, so to speak. I just can't stand a lot of cables running around and tripping hazards and trying to figure out what cable goes to where. So I've got them all labeled and numbered, and I bought this little thing here at Walmart, kind of beige and ugly, that I started wrapping some cables that goes to my Fractal unit, as well as another cable that comes out of there that goes to my mic stand when we have band practice here in the studio. So I'm going to try to make all that look a little bit neater and a little bit more presentable for me. Also, I think this is a great product. I'm going to use the other half for a live setup, so I can wrap that up and put that into my pedal case. That way when we get on stage and everything's all set up, it'll be much easier and neater as far as that goes as well. That's probably where most people use this, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this in the studio. It looks like it comes with everything you need. It's got some good instructions. It's got the Velcro. It's got the zip ties. So we're going to get into it. It says you can get 7 cables through this thing, so I don't have to do 7. But I've got an XLR. I've got a power in. It's pretty big. It's got to run through there. A FireWire port that runs to my computer, so when we're recording, I use that, as well as the XLR cable that's running to my interface. We're going to see if we can get all through that, how hard that's going to be to do. So let's get into it. So here I'm just kind of getting rid of the old Walmart little thing. I mean, it did its job technically. I mean, it did keep all the cables together, but it didn't look very cool. But I would get rid of that, get rid of all these old zip ties, and see how easy it's going to be to do. So what I did first, once I got all my old stuff out of the way, is I kind of measured how long of a piece that I needed. I think it tells you in the instructions, and just confirm this, I think it had about 1.5 inches for every 5 feet. I guess probably for stretching. So I did that. I also cut it off, and I did what they recommend, is kind of just searing the outside of that material so it doesn't ravel. Now, one of the things I started to do is I start trying just to pull that material over all the cables, and that's really not the way to do it. You can't just pull it over the top of them. And once I kind of got the hang of it, it started going a little bit faster and a little bit better. But you kind of push down the material, kind of get it raveled up right there on the end for about 1.5 inches, and just then kind of pull it down. And they got actually a video I found on their site that you can look at that, but it does go pretty easy. But you just don't grab the end and pull it over the top. They include everything that you need, even though I've got hundreds of zip ties here in the studio. But zip tie the little trim piece onto the end and wrap that around there to get a nice finish end off, and probably helps protect that cut edge that I'd seared with the lighter. Anyhow, it's probably adds some extra protection, makes it look neat. It's got their logo on it. I probably, if I would have been thinking ahead, I believe they have extra end kits. I would have went ahead and ordered me an extra one, since I'm only using part of the snake material here in the studio. On the other part, I'm going to make another one for live. But really, I think even if you didn't have it, as long as you zip tied it, it'd still give you a pretty nice, neat look, or even just a piece of Velcro around the end would do. But yeah, it's turned out really nice so far. So all in all, as you can see here, I like it. It's a lot neater. Looks a little bit more professional. It looks a lot better to me in my eyes anyhow, than having that kind of Walmart thing that I had wrapped around it in beige with zip ties and a zipper. So all in all, I give it an A+. I give it a thumbs up. It wasn't really that hard to get all the cables through them. I didn't run 7 through them, but I did run 2 XLRs, a power cable, and a FireWire cable. Left the one XLR out a little bit longer. I wasn't sure how easy that was going to be to do for my mic stand when we do practice here. I'm going to make another one. I don't think that that would be such an exciting video, but I'm going to make another one for our live performance as well, to take when we do gigs. And maybe when we do a gig rundown or rig rundown out in a live situation, maybe I'll just show that. So I hope this helps you. Maybe you haven't had it saved in your reverb.com account for over a year like I did, but if you've been on the fence about this, I think it's well worth the $30 or one of the smaller cables for much less. I think it's going to make the studio a lot neater. Also, it's going to clean up the stage when we do live situations. Hey, if you're a worship leader, like I know a lot of y'all are that listen in your churches and you're kind of coming in and out, if you want to just eliminate a lot of those cables, make setup easier and simplified, I think this would be your ticket. I think you'll really love this product. So, hey, I hope that this has helped you. Hey, we love you and God loves you. Keep looking up, and we'll see you next time.